How's it going, everyone? Wayne the Unknown here, and welcome to another episode of Cosplay Con Talk. Cosplay Con Talk is basically a series where we talk about everything pertaining to the cosplay community and conventions. Tonight, I am with another cosplay guest, Bob Greenwade. How are we doing tonight, Bob?
Not bad.
That's good to hear. Thank you for wanting to be part of this podcast series. I really appreciate it.
Well, you're quite welcome, and hello to everybody at home or wherever you are, car jogging down the street.
So, as I always, start out with each new person who cosplays. How long have you been cosplaying for?
Well, I count my official start at it with Rose City Comic Con in 2019, where I dressed up first as Richard Castle and the next day as the Shadow. Of course, I'd been working on those costumes and one other for quite some time before that, and I actually did attend 2013 one day as a Man in Black. And then way back in the 80s, I went to a Doctor Who convention in an extremely bad second Doctor costume.
Oh, nice. Did you have like the little the recorder as well?
I did not. In fact, I got almost no detail correct on that,
Oh, it
but
it.
it was still fun trying.
When you're budget shouldn't matter as long as you're enjoying the cosplay and you're
We were
having
enjoying.
fun. I'm glad
Yeah,
that.
we were enjoying my then girlfriend, who later became my wife, went and we found a nice dress that kind of represented Victoria. So that was kind of the pairing up there.
Nice. So you and your wife have cosplayed it together a few times, I take it.
We never did, because she actually passed away in 2012,
I'm sorry to hear
and
that.
nothing cosplaying happened in between. In between that, my next foray was in 13, and then of course 19, and I have costumes in my closet over here.
And I actually just when you told me about The Shadow, I've never heard of that, so I actually had to look it up. I guess it was a film that came out in the 1990s starring Alec Baldwin, I think.
That is the most recent iteration, but the Shadow actually originated as is a radio character in the 1930s,
Oh, wow.
um, and voiced by, among other people, Orson Welles.
Really?
And yes,
That's
and he's appeared in the comics, been alongside Batman, and in a crossover story, and just been quite popular.
that is really interesting. I may have to look into that because I do like Batman myself. I'll definitely have to look into that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just one of those old school characters. I actually had four people ask me for pictures as the Shadow, and I barely missed a fifth one. I found out from her mother that she had left about 5 minutes before she encountered me. So this young lady was also dressed as the Shadow that same day, which was kind of really one of those wild things. It would have been great to have a side by side picture.
Well, I think those are always like the coolest things, when you see when you see another person cosplaying as the same character you are. I think that's like the best thing ever to see at a con.
Well, that depends. It does for the characters that I dress up as, because I tend to go for some of the slightly deep cut characters, the ones that you'll recognize, but there won't tend to be like eight other people dressed as the same character. And I started going that direction because when I went in 2013 and watched the cosplay contest, they had like five different guys dressed as Wolverine.
Gotcha.
And of course, you can also go and they can catch about eight Spider-Men
Right.
going on. And if it's a cosplay meetup and they're all dressed and they're all supposed to do that, then that's fine. I would participate in one of those myself, but I picked the Shadow because I didn't figure there would be eight other guys dressed as the Shadow.
Right, and there's nothing wrong with cosplaying a character that not many people may know of or heard of, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's like again, as long as you're enjoying it and having a good time, that's all that really matters.
what really does it for me is when somebody else is enjoying my costume, and I've just upped, even a little bit upped their enjoyment of the convention just by showing up in that costume. I had so many people who were happy with that Richard Castle outfit. I still have the vest. Of course, that um, I wanted the vest before I wanted to dress as Castle. Um, the bulletproof vest with the word "writer" on the front, and so that was just kind such a great thing. And people go, "Oh, I'm a great big Castle fan."
Well, that's good. Now, is that the only character Nathan Fillion character that you've cosplayed, or if you cosplayed other characters played by Nathan
I
Fillion?
I don't even have any other Nathan Fillion characters in my queue to do. Um, the I'm looking right now at my Pinterest board with the various characters that I have, and I think the only actor that I have duplicated is Christopher Lloyd, who I look nothing like, but I can talk exactly like him. So I'll be coming in as Judge Doom someday and Professor Plum.
Oh, that would be pretty cool to see you as Judge Doom from Who Framed Roger Rabbit and Professor
Yeah.
Plum from Clue, the film, which I've seen both of, and looking at your picture, I think you'd pull off those characters really well.
I also haven't added yet, but want to work on the very last costume that you see Doc Brown wearing at the end of Back to the Future Part 3.
Nice. I can. That'd be pretty cool to see. I haven't seen that movie in a long time. Is that his like his steampunk western outfit he wears?
That is exactly right. That is
His
exactly the one.
very nice. Now, and you said you've looked into Batman, correct?
Um, I've looked in, yeah, Batman characters. I have two Batman villains that are in my queue.
Mind sharing those two characters?
One of them is Two-Face, which is one of the handful of actual of characters that will actually fill my chosen cosplay nickname when I cosplay.
Nice.
I can explain that in a little bit. And the other one is from the animated series, The Condiment King.
Oh, the comedian. Oh, I love that. And on the topic of that, I can honestly see you cosplay as the Gray Ghost, who was voiced by Adam West.
Yeah, the great Adam West, and probably one of the greatest performances of his career. And yeah, that is worth considering. I have a bunch of DC characters. In fact, DC is the most common source that I have for the characters. I have already finished a Doctor Midnight costume. I may have to redo the tunic because I think the cape's a little short and there's a hole in the front. So I can work on doing that. Um, One is the Golden Age Flash,
Oh, Jay Garrick.
Jay Garrick,
Nice.
which I'm going to add a little, but for a kind of unique touch to that one, I'll be wearing a white wig in the same fashion that Tim Conway used to.
Very nice. Well,
Give it a little bit of a comedic twist. I'm coming along there. Um,
I'm
it,
definitely looking forward to seeing that. That'd be
yeah,
pretty cool to see.
that will probably be like way out next year before I have that. I have most of the parts of that, but I have some. There's still work to be done.
So
Uh, then I have those two Batman villains,
nice.
the Golden Age Sandman.
Oh, from Marvel.
No, the Golden Age Sandman, Wesley Dodds, the guy with the gas mask.
He's
He's the
a
DC.
really. I've
Yeah, he was with the Justice Society. You'd see him part of his history. He wore like a green suit and a purple cape and a fedora and this special gas mask.
Oh, okay. I'm looking at right. Oh, wow. Okay, I did not know. Wow, I learned something new every day. Thank you.
Oh yeah, I like I say, I like to go with somewhat more deep cut characters. And then the last one is a character who is only seen during the comics Crisis on Infinite Earths, Alexander Luthor Sr.,
Oh, Lex Luthor's
who
father.
Al, Alex Luthor Jr.'s father.
Oh,
He
nice.
was from the Earth 3, which had the Crime Syndicate of America, which is the villainous Justice League. Alexander Luthor was that world's only hero.
Oh wow. Okay.
And
I'm
so
learning
that
something
is
new every day. I'm learning something new every
that is
day.
that is extremely obscure. And then those six plus one that I'm kind of keeping under wraps for now.
Hey, that's totally, that's totally understandable. I'm sure, once cons are, reopen again, they'll be pretty. I'll definitely have to make sure to find you at a con because looking at, talking about those kind of characters, me being a big DC fan for a long time, those would be pretty cool to
Oh yeah.
see.
You see, that's my biggest. And then I have like um, only three characters in Marvel that I have on my queue, and uh, two of them I might never get around to. Those being Jack of Hearts, giving me an opportunity to wear an opaque contact lens in my blind eye. Captain Ultra, just because his costume is so horrible, it would be just great fun to wear. And fellow eye patch wearer Nick Fury.
Nice. That'd be
The comic book version, not the Samuel L. Jackson
the
version.
one
The
where he's
comic,
wearing the blue jumpsuit and everything.
yeah, the blue jumpsuit. The comic book. The one in comics, for those who don't know, is white. He was originally, the idea behind Nick Fury was that he would be whoever was like the epitome of cool, and he was loosely based on um, Dean Martin, who was doing the Derek Flint films at the time. And
Oh
so there's
wow.
Mr. Cool going on. And then, of course, when they went to do the Ultimate series in Marvel, they said, okay, who would be kind of the epitome of cool now? And they came up with a name, and they contacted the guy, and the guy said, okay, you can use my likeness, but only if I get to play him in the movies. And of course, that's what happened. It's Mr. Samuel L. Jackson.
No, that's. I'm just looking at Captain Ultra right now. You are not kidding. His outfit is very, very obscure. That's Marvel for you. I mean, with comics back in the day, all their outfits were pretty colorful and obscure, but it's what made them unique and likable.
Yeah, well, the very early days, they didn't pay much attention to what was practical color wise. You'll find like the Golden Age Adam had like five different colors in his outfit. Um, um, the the original Doctor Midnight costume was not much better, and there was just not much attention paid to that. I mean, Green Lantern had a red shirt.
Oh yeah, I vaguely.
And so these was not a lot paid attention to that. And Captain Ultra is just kind of, he's a comical hero. He's just kind of supposed to be a ridiculous guy, and that's part of why his design is so absolutely wretched.
Yeah, I'm actually looking at. Yeah, I vaguely remember the original Green Lantern: red shirt, green tights, red shoes, purple cape, and a blonde hair.
Everything, yeah, everything's all over the place with a lot of those Golden Age costumes.
Especially like the original, design for Batman too. His costume was pretty obscure before they decided to go with the bat cowl and everything. Yeah,
Uh, if you've ever seen the Batman costume that never was,
oh,
um,
I may have to look into that now because, like I said,
that
Batman's
one,
probably one of my
that's
favorite.
yeah, that one is a brain melter. Um, Even I would never wear that.
I mean, it's nice
And one of
to.
my and I'm looking at going to Gallifrey one in 23, and one of my costumes is for that is the Sixth Doctor. This is my favorite costume out of the whole series, and so
Nice. It's nice to see those cosplayers that and I say cosplayers for everyone, and I stand by that. It's nice to see cosplayers out there cosplaying characters that not many people know of, but when someone recognizes it, like it gives you that sense of happiness, like you're happy that someone recognizes that character that not many people know of, and that's like I think that's honestly like the best feeling ever.
that is, yeah, that's a lot of the fun that I had as going as Richard Castle and as the Shadow, and I'm gonna my that Tim Conway wig is going to be doing double duty with Old Man Logan.
Old man. Oh,
And
that's gonna be nice to see.
yeah, it sideburns to go with this wig. I got one of those um, all white fright wigs, the big fuzzy things
Mm-hmm.
at Party City, and I have a friend who gave a haircut to a wig for my castle costume and did a very nice job. And I'm going to ask her to do the same thing with this thing.
Oh, Kara giving that friend of yours a shout out.
Oh, Rachel Hoffman. Hello. I don't know if she's going to hear this, but she's a great lady. She's done. I met her because she did makeup at the theater scene here in Corvallis.
Nice, nice, nice. And again, I think it's pretty cool that you have all these characters that you want to, cosplay lined up. Especially, a bunch of Golden Age comic book characters. Some I've heard of, some I've never
Yeah.
even heard of. And looking at them, you weren't kidding. How some of them were pretty obscure.
Oh yeah, and then there's some that'll be like instantly recognizable. Um, I just added a new one for it. Like the terror that flaps in the night.
Oh,
Himself, Darkwing Duck.
that's a pretty good Darkwing Duck impression.
I do a lot of voice impressions. You heard my Christopher Lloyd
Yep.
earlier. That would be the strongest.
Speaking of Darkwing Duck, actually, at a con back in 2019, I was actually able to meet Jim Cummings and get a picture with the guy. He's a really nice person.
Oh yeah, he's a great guy. I read a while ago that he likes to call up kids in the hospital and greet them in his Winnie the Pooh voice,
Nice, nice.
which is completely beyond my ability to do. Although the other Doctor Who costume, I can do both of the two doctors that I'm planning to dress up as are ones whose voices I do, because I can sound an awful lot like Colin Baker when I really put my mind to it. And then of course there's Sir John Hurt, the War Doctor.
Nice,
And when
nice.
if I can do the voice, I can add on to. You could just kind of add another dimension to being able to do the character and get those to work on.
Nice, nice. That's again, I think that's cool that you enjoy cosplaying these characters that like, again, no many people recognize. And
Mhm.
and so I forgot to ask, what got you into wanting to cosplay in general?
Um, well, right. It just I was going to Rose City Comic Con 2013 for other purposes, and I thought maybe I'll try to give this cosplay thing a try. And I brought along my suit for the Man in Black out costume in case I liked it. And so I went the first day just dressed in my normal clothes, and a lot of it looked fun. So I went ahead and went, and two people recognized me, but only one of them was correct. Um, the other one thought I was Lionel Luthor. And come on, but no, it worked out. It was fun enough. So I spent the next few years kind of not financially able to go. Things worked out in 2019 that I got to go up and take these things along. And I had gotten a sewing machine and started teaching myself to sew. And almost had three costumes to go, but my sewing machine broke um, off, and I have since gotten it replaced and working on things. Let's see, the one costume that I didn't get to finish, I still am kind of working on. That is one of my really obscure characters, Captain Klutz.
Is it like Captain Klutz? Is this another comic book character or?
It was sort of comic book character. It was only appeared in two paperbacks. It was created by Don Martin of Mad Magazine.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Oh my, you, I just okay then. So is he like, uh, is he supposed to be like a Captain America knockoff? Because it kind of look, I'm kind of getting that
No,
vibe.
no, not at all. I mean, he's like, well, he is in his origin. He was kind of really down and out. I'm trying to find one of. the first one on here so I can find his. I have the book right on my shoulder. Find his
I'm looking at his outfit right now. He's like wearing a red, like the red pajama suit,
red
boxers.
Union suit and the boxers. The red Union suit, the boxers. That is a bath towel that he's wearing as a cape. And he was originally trying to use that bath towel to hang himself
Oh
at the
no!
top of this building. And
And then
Ringo Phonebone, which is a typical Don Martin name, was his name. And so he was trying to hang himself, and the other towel came undone. He was going to use two towels, and this one came undone. So he fell on, plummeted off the side of the building, and about halfway down, there was a guy who was declaring the new hat that his wife had just bought to be the ugliest ever seen, and was getting ready to throw it out. And Ringo fell headfirst into the hat and took it with him, and it got tucked under his nose, and eye holes ripped open, and he bounced off of a couple of awnings and landed on top of a robber, and dazed them both. And the police captain on the scene asked him who he was, and he just said, "I'm a klutz captain." And the captain didn't quite hear him, and said, "Who?" And the officer said, he said he's Captain Klutz. And that just kind of stuck. And that is, completely typical Don Martin. And this is like clear back 1967. And I found that paperback at my local Fred Meyer and never bought it. And finally, but the whole thing just kind of stuck in my brain. And so I grabbed both that paperback and its sequel a couple of years ago, and used it as the basis for making this costume.
So you definitely like cosplaying a lot of comic book characters, some obscure, some let look menacing and everything.
Mostly, yeah. I tend to go with the more obscure characters. Some out of comics. There were some out of television. I mean, my one big Star Wars character has only appeared on the animated series in the Clone Wars and Rebels animated series. He's named by the name of Hondo Onaka.
Oh yeah, another character voiced by Jim Cummings.
Oh yes, the great Hondo Onaka. And so I'm completely not built like the character. I mean, here he is rail thin, and I'm burly when I'm not overweight.
And then there's nothing wrong with that. If you like I said, if you enjoy cosplaying a character, it shouldn't matter what you look like. If you're enjoying it, I think that's all that should really matter. Especially if you put the time and effort to make that to get that cosplay the way the way you wanted it.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the only character that I've been tempted to do that I just set aside because I'm too different from it is Cyborg
from Teen Titans.
From Teen Titans, yeah.
I know that'd be pretty cool. I mean, I know
that would work definitely with my bad eye.
Yeah, no,
because I can cover up the eye with the cybernetic parts. But besides my age and my girth, I also have my race to deal with, and I'm sure there would be backlash on that, even though I'm completely in support of minorities cosplaying the white characters.
Yeah, and again, cosplay is for everyone. I know a lot of people lately have been doing the called gatekeeping, where they're saying that character you shouldn't cosplay because it's not your race. I feel like as long as you don't do blackface or you don't try to sound like the character, you should be fine. Like I think it'd be pretty cool if someone of a Caucasian, skin color to cosplay a Cyborg. I mean, again, cosplay is for everyone, no matter your height, your age, your race, your weight, stuff like that. Like if you enjoy cosplaying that character,
I'm in agreement on that in principle, but even being 3/8 Indian, I wouldn't try to go out, American Indian. I wouldn't. I still don't know that I would feel comfortable cosplaying Forge.
Oh no! Oh no! No no!
But at the same time, I have, with my eye and everything, I have a special board on my Pinterest that is a salute to special needs cosplay. and this is people who are unusually tall, unusually short. They're in a wheelchair. They're amputees. They're like an incredible set of amputee cosplayers on here and wheelchair cosplayers. I have obese men who are dressed as Peter Griffin from Family Guy, or as the Kingpin, Wilson Fisk.
I've seen a few. I've seen a really good Wilson Fisk cosplay a few years back at a con in Sacramento, and he did a really good job.
And I'm looking at older guys who come out cosplaying Henry Jones Sr. or Obi-Wan Kenobi. The amputees are like legendary. I have wheelchair people. Men can be Professor X or Davros.
Or women also who are they can cosplay as Barbara Gordon when she's in her
Yeah,
wheelchair.
Oracle. Or I have a
Thank
couple
you.
who went as Ariel from
Nice.
the Littlest Mermaid, and then I have various amputees. Let's see, I'm trying to find one. Furiosa from Mad Max Fury Road.
Oh yeah, her arm and everything.
Yeah, the art. In fact, the article said that this cosplayer did it better than they had it in the movie.
Oh yeah, no, I feel like, even if you have a disability, whether it's physical or, you shouldn't let that stop you from cosplaying a character you really enjoy, you
Well,
know?
I do want to go into the guy who I think is like the ultimate special needs cosplayer. This was um, he prefers to remain anonymous, although his first name Daniel has gotten out. He was a wounded veteran from Afghanistan, quadruple amputee. Started going around as the Black Knight from Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
I love it. That is
And
really cool. Honest, that is,
I,
props to him for cosplay. Going to such as an iconic character as the Black Knight. That's really
and
cool.
he said in an interview, "I just wish the Taliban could see how much fun I'm having."
Yeah,
And so
that's
this
really
is,
good.
and so Daniel, Mister, thank you for your service as
Definitely,
the
thank
Black
you,
Knight, because you
thank
are Mr.
you.
Awesome, is the winners in my book. I mean,
Nice.
this is like, so anybody want anybody feel free to contact me if you like, if you have like bad bum eye or amputations, and I'll help you figure out good cosplays that can take advantage of that. You can
I'll
turn a minus into a plus.
with your permission, would I be able to put your link, your Facebook profile in the description?
Let's go with my Twitter and my Instagram, both
Okay.
of which are at Bob Greenwade.
Okay,
I can,
I'll make sure to put that in the description below for so people can contact you.
yeah, if they have that or anything else that they wanted to do with. This is like, um, never mind. Your body type. You can be very tall. Of course, you can also go against type and like be 3'6" and dress up as Galactus, for example.
there's nothing wrong with that.
That would
Or you could be
that would be
or you
epic.
could be 6 foot tall and cosplay a Silver Surfer, or vice versa.
Or 6'6" and cosplay Puck.
Exactly that too.
If you want to do that, because you can anything that goes with like a sense of humor. We had one of the winners at Rose City Comic Con's costume contest. I think it was in 2014. Was a woman who was like, I think in her 70s. Her actual name was Diana Prince, and she cosplayed a retired Wonder Woman with all of the with a Wonder
Nice.
Woman costume and all of the old woman cliche tropes on there. And yeah,
Nice.
it's
Nice.
just like
Nice.
this woman is just brilliant. So do what you can to take advantage of what you got,
Oh,
or what
definitely.
you don't got.
Definitely. Well, again, Bob, thank you. This is probably the most fun interview I've done so far. The other ones I've done too, but you've definitely brought like a good sense of humor to this, and a lot of stuff. So again, I want to thank you for that.
You're quite welcome. Yeah, humor in cosplay is a given. And I want to give a shout out to somebody I saw at 2019, and it didn't sink in what it was until I had already left, and I wished I'd gotten like a picture of it. But she was dressed as Scarlett O'Hara from the classic Carol Burnett Gone with the Wind sketch, with
Nice,
the curtain
nice.
rod across the shoulders and everything. And this is like, oh man, it comes right out of my childhood. When somebody young does something old, it is just a blessing.
I agree. Until next time, everyone, thank you for listening, and also thank you for watching.
God bless y'all.